Mediocre Hobbies Podcast, the old world model fiasco. Follow us online. Andy is at youtube.com/mediocre hobbies. Tom is at tomlandy.com.
No. Let's see. So if I turn this on, and if I do that, yeah. I thought, bit of a good way to start it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mediocre Hobbies podcast with myself, Andy, and of course joined as always by Mr. Tom. We are going to be chatting about the old world today, as goes the current old world hype, and will that hype continue and deliver a successful game, and what our thoughts and feelings are on that. So if you're interested in all things old world, this is the episode for you. Yeah, everything is good. Last week was good. Good week of content, everyone enjoying it, everything good. And this week's going along just fine. So
how's the uptake on Old World?
Old World has been phenomenal for the channel. I thought it was going to be one of those things that I was like,
that you were going to get excited about and no one else was.
Yeah, I was gonna get sad because I was like, when I do Old World or Middle Earth, I get excited and then no one else really cares. I get a little sad. Where that is not the case.
Nope.
Like the Old World battle report we put out is by far the most successful battle report we've ever done.
Yep.
Like by a staggering margin. And then all the videos are doing really well. So everyone is thoroughly rocking the Old World and enjoying it. So makes me happy because all I want to do right now is Old World. So if they're happy for me to make it, then I'm happy to keep doing it.
Yeah, I wish I was the same. The little time I've had has been building some scorpions.
Nice.
I do love them. They're just this my second.
They're amazing. They're immense. They're just so beautiful. Whereas I've been today's video, which is out tomorrow.
Today's video, which is out 3 days before this.
Is me trying to make Age of Sigmar units fit on.
I think chaos work incredibly well with the base sizes.
Yeah, these are a pain in the backside, but you can make them work.
Yep.
The unit of 18 Chaos Warriors, the all new warriors, all the mono pose ones that are hard to base. So like they basically have a way of going into the tray, but they do all sit and it looks unreal.
Yeah, it does. They look massive.
They're huge. I did some of the new Goblin Wolf Riders, and I did these because these are on the new smaller cavalry size.
Yes. So,
but they fit unbelievably. They're perfect and they're so beautiful. And then the last thing, one of the things I was like, there's no way these will fit. Like new Croxagore on 40 mils. I was like,
oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah, they're so good.
They're just perfect. They're just so good.
They're exactly the right size.
It's like they designed them for it, but I'm not going to say
what. Well, I also think that's why we haven't got. I've just been rewatching your first Old World video where you painted the Bretonian Knight in the kind of grey and yellow scheme.
Grey and creamy scale, the bone scale.
Yeah, you call it whatever you like. And the Orlando Bloom scheme.
Yeah.
As you say. But like it stood out to me how like you were talking about the different units and the different armies that are in Old World versus what's old stuff, from fantasy. With all the rumors about, Skaven and stuff this year, I just don't think they want to take the focus away from new stuff and put it in Old World. I think they want to hammer that for Age of Sigmar and then bring it out for Old World again when they want, rather than.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to do that. This is available for both game systems.
I think they always think ahead, and I think they have like, even if they don't have anything like solid, for instance, I think they like, okay, if this goes really well, we have this plan. So for instance, in Age of Sigmar, I think they want to focus for, say, vampires, for instance, on the like Russian theme with all their characters, and then they might give the von Karsteins back to the Old World. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not using the von Karsteins in Age of Sigmar yet. They're not there, so they might. So you'll have the von Karsteins and like normal vampires there, and then the Karsagi and all that kind of style stuff for Age of Sigmar. And I think very similar, like Skaven. I have a feeling, I could be totally wrong. It's just a weird hunch that I have. But I always feel like the focus for Skaven in Age of Sigmar is pestilence.
Always has been.
Always the plague stuff, right? So I might think they give plague stuff to Age of Sigmar and do a whole Wazi range there, and then the traditional Skaven, Clan Rats and Storm Vermin, Warp Lightning Cannons, and thing might be old world stuff. Um, but I don't. But also, my brain is telling me that they're going to give us this 9 starting armies, and then they're just going to give us Cathay and Arabe and things like they're just going to give us new armies instead of worrying about.
I don't even think we'll get that far before we start getting them. I think
No,
think it'll be
no,
soon. And I don't know who was talking about it, but I am very interested to see when we get Dogs of War
yeah.
because so I've got the screen. I should probably do a screen capture on this one while I'm talking about it, just so it's less. Tom has to go back and edit it later on. A new screen recording. Yes. Just on the website. I'm just looking at the made to order from this weekend. Have you looked
Oh
at
yeah,
this stuff?
the stuff for.
The the old world, old metals.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah,
It's such good value.
yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
Uh,
like £9. I don't know what the euros are for Tomb King with sword and shield. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. Those are original and great prices. Absolutely. I was more
yeah,
like the the damsel on foot and mount is £30.
yeah. And the Bretonian lord with sword and shield on Pegasus is 25. Like I think, let's be fair, a
£18
damsel
for that battle
and a
standard bearer.
damsel
Yeah,
on
okay, they're great
horse
prices.
for 30 quid compared to what I mean, what's a single Age of Sigmar model?
35.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. Yeah, she stands out to me, and there's a few of them that the Tomb King battle standard bearers and stuff at 27.50 stand out to me. But I was really shocked at £9 for. I mean, some of these are really bad models, but £9 for
Oh
Bretonian
yeah.
Paladin with hammer and shield seems excellent.
I will say that those two Tomb King models are unbelievable miniatures.
Sure, if you like
They're
them, yeah,
gorgeous. Um, so yeah, them for £9 is unreal. Um, yeah, the prices are really good, and it is nice because, like I said, I got really annoyed at the last time they did Fostroyans.
yeah, I know,
That still peeves me off. It's like we're bringing back Fostroyans. I'm like, okay, thirty
so
pounds
expensive.
for every weapon team. Like not team, weapon. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I need 3 las cannons, £90. Are you having a laugh here? Like, who's buying this?
yeah, and
So
this to me is the first because like everything when it came out, a lot of doom and gloom. But
yeah,
now this is the first time we've seen something else, and it really shows the support where they're
yeah,
going, we will just sell it to you for £9. There you go.
yeah,
Why not?
yeah. It's the price it was when it used to be sold. So why would it be the same? Because they were like
Essentially,
12
yeah.
50 or so. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's it's just really good.
Yeah.
And I just want more. Just give me more.
Well, they're working on it. We've got orcs and goblins on the way,
Yes.
which is quite exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to see what they actually give us and like when because obviously they'll probably do I made to order for them a week later as well after they relaunch and then we'll get access to some other things. I'm really still just praying for metal orc arrow boys. Just give me them
I don't
looks.
think so.
No, me neither.
No,
Don't
I
take this
think
away from me, Tom.
I think they're dead. I think they're dead, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But I do agree with you that I don't like the plastic ones.
No, they're just it's the same thing again. The same thing with Night Goblin archers. When they
Yeah.
made them mix in with a kit. So you had a spear and a shield, and then it was
Hmm.
also there was a bow and a quiver, and it looked crap. The
Yeah.
same with the orcs; they were the normal orcs.
Yeah.
Then they had a bow. But when you got them in the starter boxes, the arrow boys are like plastic and firing up in the air. And same with the night goblins; they were in beautiful
Hmm.
poses firing. So yeah, I
I'm
don't
really
know.
surprised that the catapult is metal for the orcs and goblins. Stone
Have they?
throw or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the rock lobber.
Rollclubber.
Have then are they bringing that back day one as well?
Returning in metal
Yeah, I
is
can't
the icon next to it, and it just says returning in metal. And then there's going to be made to order for Orc Shaman on Wyvern from 1993, the classic Stone Trolls, River Trolls, Black Orc Big Boss with axe and shield, and the
remember.
Marauder Giant, things like that.
I'm definitely buying that Marauder Giant. I'm so
Yeah, I know
excited
you
about
are.
that. He's
Do you
just
know what? It's not a model I would ever want, but it is a model that I would buy for an Orc and Goblin army.
yeah, Yeah, he belongs in an Orc Goblin. He'll look great in an Orc Goblin
Just
army.
looks so stupid. He's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So the
yeah, yeah,
Black
yeah. We were
Orcs,
talking about that. When was it?
War
During
Boys.
the year in review, where we were looking at the one of the troll units that were in one of it,
Yeah,
and there's the Blood Bowl troll guy with the spectacles, and you were like, he's perfect. And I agree, he's great.
yeah, so fucking cool. Um, but like you said, I was thinking about those. I was going to use the old metal trolls for my Orc Goblin army kind of thing, and I probably I will still use a unit of them. But that's
Yeah,
because I was so sure that the new ones wouldn't fit.
yeah, I know.
But now I've seen Croxigore, and I'm like, well, maybe they do fit. It's just, um, yeah, they
What
are getting
is
quite.
what's the kind of feeling you're getting from people that you've spoken to about the old world? Is everyone keen for anyone to play anything they want, or is it much more people want old armies with old stuff, or is there any of that yet?
It's definitely a very mixed bag when it comes to that.
Okay.
It seems to be certain people who are in it for the hobbying side of things are just wanting to build newer stuff and newer looking stuff. So I've got
Mm.
Mr. Luke, Mr. Ralderon doing an Orc and Goblin army now, but he's taking like he's making Black Orc or Orc big guns on boards, and he's like converting them all to have more armor and more modern looking, and they look fantastic so far.
Good man.
Um, but then yeah, there is other people who are just like, these are my old metal stuff that never got built and painted, and I
Yeah.
want to see them built and painted. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm getting an immense amount of satisfaction from taking models that were on my pile of shame for 20 years and getting them painted up and seeing them looking well and getting them on the table for some games. So yeah, both and I think that's going to be the beauty of it. You'll get to an event or something and play, and some guy will have a metal army from the late '90s or the late '80s. Some guy will
Hmm.
have them from the late 2000s, and it's going to be
Yep.
incredible looking. It's going to be mental, and everyone's just going to be happy. And
Well, I've encountered a bit of we'll call it guff. I don't know what the correct term for it is. People who would be upset if you rocked up with a City of Sigmar army on squares.
I don't know why you would care.
Mm.
Like in my head, it's always been like unless you're like taking the mick. I'm not a big fan of like stupid proxies or anything like that either. I quite
Yeah.
like the aesthetics of a game. It
Yeah,
matters
but
to
if
me.
you're playing an Empire army and you just
Love it.
replace all the units, or if you even if you do
High
Bretonian
elves and
army,
use
because you really want
Lumineth
those
Ground
knights,
Lords.
you don't want the old Bretonian knights, and you use the what's the lady, with the reliquary thing as a reliquary with
The Grail Reliquary, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I
100%.
just
Look fantastic.
but there is
Um
there is a bit of I don't want to say hate
there's
because that might be
definitely a
the
bit
wrong
of
word, but
I just think if those are the people that need to just be ignored.
Hmm.
Like, fine, you can go play in your shed with your other 60-year-old mate who has an army that's 40 years old, and you can both be miserable together, and we'll be over here enjoying the hobby. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get that at all. Like I said, there's definitely a sense of there is taking the piss. Like whenever I think of an army taking the piss, do you remember the old bloodletter army that was going around? But it was just made of pipe cleaners that spelled blood and they all had googly eyes on it. Do you remember that stupid army?
Yeah, I'll never find a picture of it. I'll never find a picture of was it the ETC where they had the high elf sky cutters that were just tins of fish or something? Like they were
Oh
empty
yeah,
tins.
yeah. You see, like
Like,
that to me is not funny, and I don't like. I'm like no. So that's taking. But like, Cities of Sigmar. I mean, like I've ranked up the new Age of Sigmar Chaos Warriors today,
yep.
and like I've definitely thought about the like I'm doing the new Cruel Boys. I
Oh yeah.
keep getting Cruel Boys and the new Savage York from 40k. Which one are the Cruel Boys? Cruel
Cool
Boys are
boys
the
are
Age of
Age of
Sigmar ones.
Sigmar.
Yeah, I'm
Swamp
definitely
orcs.
going to rank up some units of Cruel Boys into town, use them as Orc Boys, and have an awesome army out of that. I
Yeah.
cannot wait to do it. They have the big bolt thrower. Use it as a bolt thrower.
Mm.
Sounds good to me. They got trolls. They've got the vulture with a wizard. That's totally a wyvern. Like, why the
Yeah,
hell would you
yeah,
have a
totally.
problem with that? It's going to be a class army. You've got the hobgrots to use as goblins. So
Perfect.
I don't see a problem with that at all. You can clearly tell what it's supposed to be. I don't know. People are weird.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think you should just play the game. I don't think it's to be honest, I'd much like you said this about Heresy a bunch. I don't know if I've ever included it, but like the scene for Heresy is small,
Yes.
and it's because you need to have 100 Space Marines. And
Yes.
so you can't have a casual heresy collector, really.
No.
But if the opportunity is that, well, if you can either get a movement tray that puts your bases in for ranking them up, or you just take an Age of Sigmar army and put it on squares, and it means I can play a game, then I'm happy. Because I think I really do. Like I've got doing some army lists yesterday, and there's something about this game. I know what it is.
Like me, buddy, they're just right next to me at all times. Like,
Great, isn't it? There's something about the way that the game is constructed, and I'm either on one of two places with it, right? So either they didn't care and they were like, let's just do what we want and see what happens, and we'll fix it later, which fair enough, maybe. Or they priced it in a way where everything's a little bit too cheap on purpose. Because every time I write an army list, I get everything I want, and then I can still go back and modify loads of units with magic items. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever hit a wall where you're like, oh, I need to drop 5 points?
yeah, no, it's
Like,
just
my chat yesterday, we record on Wednesdays for everyone else. My chat yesterday was like, oh, my army's just gone up 60 points because the new data slate came out for 40k. I need to go back to the drawing board. Or oh, I'm furious that Eldar gets 6 dice to roll at the start of the game. Like, I'm not playing an army that uses them. I'm not playing an army that is meta. I'm just losing my games. And now I get 6 random dice to use. It's affecting me, but it's nothing to do with me. I'm not the problem here. So this game just feels like they're like, well, do a 2,000 point army. It's about 1,800 points, and then just have a play with it. That's kind of how it feels, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
so. Like I wrote it. I'm playing my next. I'm recording my next battle report on Sunday, and
Okay,
I'm taking
cool.
orcs and goblins. And I took 3 characters. And when I was writing the list, I was like, big boss.
Hmm.
I'm playing night goblins, by the way. I was like, big boss with heavy armor and a great weapon. And I just put 100 points of magic crap.
Yeah.
And then I took wizard level 4, and I wrote 100 points worth of crap. And I wrote BSB 50 points worth of crap. And then I
Yep.
wrote the rest of my army. And I got to the end, and I was still not at the 1,500 points. And
Yep.
then I went back, gave magic items, and I didn't spend 100 and 140. So and I was like, spent that, and I came back and I was like, I'm gonna put in. I got to put in 2 Doom Divers, like, and I was just like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's awesome.
Yeah. And like, I'm sure there's someone out there who can tell me what's good and what's bad and why I should just take, X, Y, Z. But I was messing with Bretonian lists yesterday. And I just did this massive. I wonder if I can bring it up on screen. What if I did like? What if I just go crazy with like what I really want is like 10 Grail Knights, like a big Grail Knight unit, and then 2 units of just the 6 mounted knights that come in the box,
Mhm.
and then well, I definitely want to buy 20 of the or one box of those new plastic foot knights whenever they come out. And then I was like, well, I've got a Duke on a Pegasus, so I'll use him, and I definitely want a standard bearer. And then I was like, oh no, I still got 20 bowmen, 10 bowmen in skirmish, and 20 men at arms, like just casually, because that's 400 points. And everything's got magic items. Like I'm loaded with magic items. It's just,
It's unreal.
it's fantastic fun. And you can just like, it feels very freeing.
I think one of the most freeing points about it is, and let me know if you feel the same at all, but it's a thing that I think that 40k and Age of Sigmar is missing. Now, I think 40k can still do it actually, but especially Age of Sigmar. I never liked the it's 160 points for 10 dudes. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to increase that unit? Cool, it's another 10 dudes for 160 points. No, I just want 12 dudes. Oh, you can't do that.
See,
I'm
I
just like,
don't mind
oh,
that so much, but I really do find it limiting with characters. Yeah, I really enjoy like I love Heresy. I think Heresy is fantastic, and there's a bigger community over here for it. But I really like it for the same reason I like this. That every character, even the unique characters, are not really that unique,
yeah,
because a Praetor, yeah, like if we take any of the kind of named characters, they're kind of just regular characters that have a boost. And yeah, okay, Primarchs are Primarchs, but you know, it feels like that. It feels like I've got magic items. It feels like I can do that with it. And this
yeah.
this just feels the same.
I don't know about because I stay away from things like Twitter and Reddit. I know I have a Twitter, but I actually don't manage my Twitter. Someone else manages my Twitter.
Do you know what? Mine has gone to absolute muck in the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
it's a
I just find them really negative places. So like
yeah.
when people are like, oh, I'm having a lot of trouble with the old world or whatever, I'm like, I'm not seeing any of that. I'm
No.
on Instagram looking at pretty armies, and I'm talking to people online, and they're having a great time, and everyone's enjoying themselves. And it's just fantastic.
Yep.
Like, just I'm so engrossed in it. Like I said, I've got the game this Sunday,
Hmm.
which is the battle report. The following weekend, I've got a tournament in
Oh yeah,
Underdog
of
Gaming.
course.
So I'm playing my 1,000 points of Bretonians. I'm
Hmm.
actually TOing it. Turns out, didn't know
Huh.
that. And then I'm
Sorry, guys.
hopefully, because I believe Warhammer Fest is cancelled this year, so I'm switching my Warhammer Fest trip to. I'm gonna try and get tickets for the first Old World tournament. They go on sale on the 5th of February.
I don't think you'll get them.
No, 5th
They
of
sell it
February.
in seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna try though.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, you should.
Or April or whatever is when the actual tournament is. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna fingers crossed and pray that that's a thing that I can get to because I would love to go over. It's 1,500 points. That's what they've decided for their tournament to start with.
yeah, fair enough.
So I think it's going to be a lovely sized tournament. Lots of like, I just can't wait. I want to walk around the hall and see 100 armies of old world and different and that's where I'll get that thing. When we come back, we'll talk about it. If I get to go, I was like,
Yes.
this guy had like a 1,000,000-year-old giant, and this guy had the beautiful new bone gargant as representing a giant, and this guy had and everyone was happy and everyone was having a good time. And
Yeah, I know, right? What a dream. I
yeah,
find it really strange. We're now, what, 2 weeks into release and everything is still out of stock except Pegasus Knights.
and Pegasus Knights are really good.
Yeah, I know, but nobody wants them because they get 3 in a box.
What's wrong with 3 in a box?
No, no, there's nothing wrong, but they get 3 of them in the Bretonian box already.
Oh, I'm with you.
So
Sorry. I thought
I think
like
I think people
they're not
don't
buying this
realize
little
that they
box set
might
because it has
want more.
three of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Individually,
okay.
37.50 each.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's still out of stock, so I'm a bit. And also, there's loads of stuff we still haven't got, like those new resin uh models. The lady on the Pegasus, is it a not Pegasus?
On the
Unicorn,
unicorn.
Magic
Yeah.
Lady. She looks great.
There's another wave, yeah.
Yeah. So when is that? That's going to be interesting.
I wonder if it's the same time as the Foot Knights.
I mean, who knows? When are they even coming out? The rumor I've seen was that they should have been out already. So who knows? But I guess it's, this is everything, right? Maybe they thought they'd have enough, and then they were like, the launch weekend, they were like, no, we do not have enough.
We
This
do
is a
not
silly
have
idea.
yes, we have made a grave miscalculation when it comes to, um, yeah. Like I didn't like honestly like even like scrolling through Instagram to last week. My planned video for Saturday
Hmm.
was going to be the Bone Dragon,
Oh, yeah.
but it didn't arrive on time, and I was like, all right. And I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw the Green Knight painted by Fletcher, and I
Oh,
was just like, oh my word! Messaged him, had a chat to him about it, how he did it, and he sent me the paints. Ordered them, and then that became my Saturday video. Just
yeah.
total pivot as a random thing, and now, like, I have my Green Knight that I bought 20 years ago, stripped and repainted and redone as this glorious thing. I'm so
Why is
happy.
he not in the made to order? That's my question.
I don't know. I think there will be another wave of made to order because
Well, I think so as well, because he's in this little book.
yes. But think about it
So,
like this: they haven't given us the option to buy questing knights yet.
no.
But like the next wave of Bretonians will be all the stuff individually, so you'll be able to buy Knights of the Realm, which you can't currently
Oh,
buy.
yeah, that's
You
true.
can't buy Peasant Bowmen or Men at Arms. So
Maybe they'll make him look more like this. Maybe they'll be like, you know what? He needs a new model. Nah, they won't.
I don't think they're gonna
But
give us a model
I
for him.
just, it's
There's
it's a really
another
weird
wave.
omission.
I don't know because it's just he's like not part of the story right now. Apparently he's in the Border Princess doing stuff. Why he's
Yeah,
over there, I
he's
don't
over there
know.
hassling those bombard manufacturers.
Yeah, and I only recently learned that the Bombard was an actual Bretonian miniature.
Oh,
Like,
it's terrible, isn't it?
but like I thought they invented it for this system now because
Oh, it's
it's
very,
way
very
older than
old.
I used to play Warhammer, and it used to have a little model back in the day, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It just
But
looks like someone forgot to put wheels on a cannon.
it looks like a Bombard, like the old school Bombards, but
Yes, horrendous.
cracking castles open and stuff. But it's not something that like if I decide that I want one of every unit from Bretonians, that'll be the last thing I do.
Yeah. Well, there's actually some really good third-party bombards out there if you kind of go looking for things.
I've
But
seen a
I mean,
guy online convert one out of the Cities of Sigmar cannon because he was like, if you take
oh,
off the
why not?
front shield and just have the like chassis, it looks like a Bombard.
This is terrible. I've got a picture of one I'll superimpose. It's horrendous. Just yeah, just a bad old model, very old model.
Yes, they
But
are just awful.
yeah, oof. But I love that it's there. I think it's a fantastic idea. And what's the book say? Just use a
A dwarf or an empire cannon is the
yeah.
suggested stand-in for it. Yeah,
Can you buy them?
no, you can buy. No, no,
I think they're gone, right?
I keep forgetting. There's two different empire artillery pieces. One makes the volley gun and the hellblaster rocket, and
Hmm.
one makes the cannon and the mortar. Is the cannon and the mortar? Yeah, the cannon and the mortar is the one that's gone currently.
Yeah,
And the
the only canon, like I'm just searching canon, the first one that comes up is the Sigma one.
yeah, it's the only one.
Everything else is Arrow Skull Cannon, temporarily out of stock. Maybe people have gone Skull Cannons. Yes, there are no Age of Sigmar. If I type in cannon, there's the Skull Cannon, there's the Cities of Sigmar one, there's a metal Skaven rattling gun for some reason. Uh, I don't know. And everything else. Weirdly, everything else is Horus Heresy upgrade kits and Titan weapons and
Shocker.
yeah, stuff like that.
Oh, what are you
So,
gonna?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense in the sense of Cities of Sigmar is the new Empire. So get
Yeah,
rid of the old Empire, focus on Cities of Sigmar.
yeah,
Don't don't sell an Empire cannon for £25 when you want to sell a Bombard for £35, right? Or the Cities of Sigmar cannon. So just get rid of the old one so that people can't buy it instead, and then bring it back. Oh, love when that happens.
that's so stupid. Um, yeah, I mean, I do. That was one of my favorite things is the Ravening Hordes book. Um, the not the Ravening Hordes book, the Arcane Journals. The idea that they are just adding a couple of weird units you make yourself. Like we were given out about the snakes having riders.
Mm,
We're like they forgot to put riders on those snakes. No, in the Arcane Journal, you can have a unit of snakes not
yeah,
ridden in it. I was
just
like,
do what you
oh,
like.
we're the stupid ones.
I actually really like that you get additional magic items.
Yeah,
I didn't know that because to be honest, I haven't read this because I have no time. Um, but I really like that there are additional. It just gives you more flavor that you don't need. Like it's there if you want it, but it's not required. It's very
yeah,
good, and I do like the alternate army lists.
yes.
Just just some good fun.
Which is one that I have to actually play on the. I'm taking the Errant Crusade for the
Ooh.
because I wrote my list with my 22 models I was really happy with, and then realized that I needed a unit
Can't
of
do it.
peasants. If I was, yeah, I needed peasants.
Hmm.
So with the other army list, I can drop a unit of Knights of the Realm down to Knights Errant, and then
Right.
I don't need thingy. But I didn't just like keep my Knights of the Realm. I built a whole new 6 knights, which are Knights Errant miniatures. Um, and these are the ones I'm currently painting through. So they're all base coat and washed, and the front guy and the banner are now complete. So I've got the other 5 dudes or 4 dudes to layer up,
Can I ask a
and then
stupid question?
yeah,
Does the banner not have to be up the front?
no,
I thought that was in the rule for a formation that the banner was at the front.
no.
And maybe I've
Why?
misread that.
Why
I was
would the
sure
banner
it
be?
said that.
Why would it even matter?
I thought that was in the. This is the thing, right? Maybe I'm gone mad. Wouldn't be the
You're
first time Tom Landy's lost his mind. Let's
maybe
be honest.
potentially going crazy.
Lance formation. Man reads book on internet. It's page 110 of the big book. The
Yeah, I can see the banner being in the front rank of all the units they showed off.
command
Arm of the
group
Grail
models are
Knights.
placed
Okay,
in the
maybe it
front of
is.
the
I
unit.
don't.
The first and second rank. The standard bearer should take precedence at the front of the unit.
I wonder why that is.
Well, I assume the idea is that when they impact, they just then go into a unit of 3, right? Like 3 wide. So I take it he just gets pushed back into his correct spot. But it
There
just
you go.
looks cool, right? They're charging after the banner.
I mean, yeah, I guess it does look cool. Switch it on the other unit now. So I'm not
Well, I
too
just don't want you to
miffed.
be cheating when you're TOing, you know what I'm saying?
I still don't understand like why that's a rule. It doesn't matter because you can't just kill the banner. The next guy
No, it
picks up
doesn't
the
make any
banner.
difference at all. But
Can't. It
this,
doesn't make any difference.
I thought we like this game because we were pedantic, not because.
So in the Kingdom of Heaven movie,
Yep.
he wears blue and thingy for half the movie, and he wears cream and wine for half the movie. So there's the
Yeah,
two
there
units.
you go.
They're on. So very happy with them, enjoying them very much. Need to get them finished soon because then I have a damsel on horse and 5 Grail Knights to paint before the next weekend, and that's going to be a big ass next week to get those done. They kind of scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah,
But
they're good models.
oh, they're unreal.
I'm not buying any whenever they let me buy them. I'm gonna either get third party ones or someone's designed STLs and print them because I
Buy
can't bring
things
myself
like
to spend what is it, £36 for 3 or something like that.
they're expensive, yeah.
And I've just decided if it comes in plastic, I will buy it. If it doesn't come in plastic, I will not buy it because I don't want that weight. Even if it's
I get
even
you.
if it's good, I don't want the weight. So
So, as a suggestion, just as a
yes.
suggestion, one of the things that I've done and what I'm doing for my Pegasus Knights is, for instance, this unit obviously has all the same heraldry, the red and black. So what I've done is I've given them all the same head for the knight with the horse. What, like, you have loads of Pegasus Knights now, right? So think about if you're making your own unit of plastic Grail Knights, if you pick one specific awesome spare knight head from all your Pegasus Knights,
Yeah, true.
made that the fancy heads, and then got some embossed shields and painted them up nice. I think that'll look awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking
So
forward to it. I think it's a really, really fun, and that's the other thing as well. We said this briefly, but I'm so tired of everyone's army looking the same. Like, even if you get two identical Bretonnian armies, they're going to be so different.
yeah,
It's just a
yeah,
different game.
it is. It is just, there is something very. Maybe I'm just too close to this right now, but I do feel like I get it with my Black Templars and my Krieg a little bit, but there's definitely
Yeah.
like a more personal connection to a Warhammer Fantasy army than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can picture people's armies from 20 years ago being like, that was that guy's Orc and Goblin army. And I remember having this unit, and I remember he made his own, like, he bought one Doom Diver and he converted up his own second one, and he this and that, and like, just remember all these things.
Yeah, and you only remember people with like Imperial Guard armies if they're painted. You're just like
Yeah,
that guy with the painted army. Remember that
yeah, yeah,
painted
yeah.
army? Oh,
He had
what
a
painted?
painted. I
You
literally,
paint
you
it.
said that, and I'm picturing the one guy I remember
Yeah.
from fourth edition who had a painted
He
guard army.
even did the banner. Remember he did the
Yeah.
banner? Oh, so good he did the banner. Like it's so stupid, but like that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Because I was the guy in the shop in Dublin that didn't have a painted Imperial Guard army. And it was like I was smashing everyone because I was just using loads of Manticores. But like why not? When in Rome.
When in
Um
Rome, Manticore's away.
yes. But it gives me hope that things will be interesting and different and not just the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Like I
see.
said, I think that's one of the things where I'm most excited to go to the tournament. If I can get a ticket to go over to Warhammer World,
Mm,
is to see the armies there. To put my Bretonians on the table over there and have, like, I'll definitely take my Green Knight and stuff and show it off. Like, how much I love my landship now, being this beautiful
yeah,
Davidic
what's this
thing.
about? So when was the landship discontinued? Like,
Oh, it was only available for 6 months, maybe. Um, it is one of those ones where they broke the mold. Like,
no.
me and Dave talked to them when we went to the Forge World seminar at Games Day, like
Mm,
6, 7, 8 years ago. Are you ever bringing back the landship? And they said the mold has broken, and the guy who created it doesn't work for us anymore.
yeah.
So he's not. He's like, we still have the broken mold in a box somewhere, and I'm sure someone talented could fix it, but there's no intentions of it being fixed as of right now.
Oh, geez. So I'm looking. Can you hear me? You've gone away. I'm looking on eBay.
Yeah,
2,299 euros is what somebody
yeah,
wants for it.
yeah. For this,
It's nice.
I'm very pleased with it.
I
It's
mean,
like a
it's
pattern for
stupid. What are you going to use it as?
Steam Tank.
Is that the Steam Tank base size?
No, not even. It's like half the Steam Tank. I won't play it in like official games, like tournaments or anything like
Sure.
that. And I was talking to someone about this the other day. I think a bigger base is just detrimental to me, not my opponent. Like, obviously, I could do some like weird blocking stuff, but I'm not really
Mm,
that kind of a player. It's just gonna trundle forward, fire a cannon, and then steamroll over you.
yeah.
Um, but it's just something I've had in my collection for so long, and it's always been quite intimidating. And now it's done, and now I have this thing that I'm, yeah, super happy with. So yeah, it's got no rules, and I don't think it's ever going to get rules again for the old world.
Well,
So
I said this to you when you told me you were going to paint it about 6 months ago, that as
yeah,
soon as you do, we'll get a plastic one.
yeah,
Because it feels like something they'll do a plastic one of, right? Like it's something stupid that
no,
stands out as, but it's really old world.
yes, yeah, but no one knows what it is. It's like
No
it's
one knows what a
so far
bombard is.
down. Like if
Where do
you
we
were
get a
like
model for
here
that?
with what?
We don't know what the bombard is, right? Where do we get a model for that at some stage?
You don't. You're not gonna get one.
Might
Make
do.
your own. They're putting their faith in hobby back into us. You need a bombard? Go sort one out yourself. You're a big boy.
Nah,
Go for it.
not going to do
Okay.
that. I'm just going to wait.
Deodorant can super glued to it.
Oh, a Pritt stick. Yeah.
Yeah, laughing.
Roll the back of it, get all the glue
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Oh, what a time. What a time to be
What a
alive.
time to be alive. Yeah. So I'm of course obviously we're 46 minutes into this episode already. We only really wanted to do an hour-long episode, but the main topic thing or main like little point of conversation, I would love to hear your thoughts on it because obviously you're in a different league because you're in England, which is obviously
Yeah.
the birthplace of Warhammer. It's a much bigger community, and you're involved in a lot more of the communities. And even your friend groups, I think, are in a lot more fingers for groups and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I'm obviously quite nervous that this is going to be a flash in the pan, and that people are going to lose excitement for it.
Well,
I
the
feel
truth
like
is,
games.
we're 2 weeks into launch and you can't buy any models. So if
Yeah.
if it continues like that, it is a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I
Like
made
that's
that
the
video
truth.
for it, and that's why I made the video today showing you how to use Age of Sigmar models for it. But you're like, and that's the video I made. I'm so afraid that it's just do this game. Cool. How? Oh, buy all these things. I can't. Wait.
Well, also, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to do Wood Elves. That's nice.
Yeah,
Oh, they're one of the
congratulations.
first starting 9 armies. Yeah, yeah, they sure are. Cool. When can you buy them? Could be 3 months. Could be 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like no roadmap, no idea what, when, how.
Nope.
Like
We
even if they
said this-
said all 9 armies will be dropped in the first 6 months of the year or first year, I'd be like, okay, now we have a rough idea of.
We said this before, but there are rumors online that dwarf dice or something have been seen, so we know dwarves should be
Well, they've
soon.
announced dwarves. They've announced.
Have they?
No, they've announced orcs. Sorry,
Yes.
sorry. No, yes, we've seen
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dwarf dice, so we
And
assume.
the only other army shown on that orc page is a very
dwarves.
small couple of units of
Yeah.
dwarves in one of their
Yeah.
pictures, so it makes sense.
Yes, I agree. I think dwarves will probably be the next one, which means no Wood Elves, which is what I really want.
What do you
Um,
think about the orc battalion box with no books?
So obviously the starter box is meant to be the Tronian and Tomb Kings ones, obviously. So now it's going to be a thing, which I think is fine, because I think with the orc boxes like that, I think the unit choice is a little odd because like I don't know if I'd comfortably tell someone to buy 2 of them because I don't know anyone that would want 4 orc chariots.
Well, maybe.
Like if you took out the 2 orc chariots and gave me 10 boar boys, then I'd tell
Well, yeah,
everyone to buy that box
get rid of one
twice.
chariot and give me 5 boar boys. Yeah.
Yeah, then I'd be like, buy 2 orc box sets and your army's good to go, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Then you just buy all the cool shit on top of it, black orcs and characters and wyverns and all that kind of stuff, I think. But I will probably end up buying 2 of those box sets, but I'm never doing 4 chariots. I'll do 2. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 2.
Well, put a character on them, right? Because you can do that now.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
I'm pretty sure you can.
yeah, maybe potentially. Like I bought the Mage Order like Rom the Punch when they did him a few years ago, and I'm dying to just like get him tidied up and on a base and
Put
looking
my chariot.
cool. And
You have
just,
a great time.
yeah, he'll have a fantastic time. He comes on a wolf chariot, but
Well, there you
he's
go.
that thing that I bought when they
the
did
chariot
those
or
old Mage
chariot.
Orders.
I heard you like chariots. You know.
You like chariots? The exhibit's gonna kick out some. Like, yeah, he's gonna pimp my chariot. I can see it. It's possible.
Because
Yeah,
again,
I guess
the only feedback I've heard is that people were sad that they would have to go and buy a book separately rather than just buying. There's something really nice about the Bretonian starter box that just has everything in it.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's expensive, like it's not cheap, but you can just pick it up when you're done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be nice if the box had even had the ravening. Or I keep saying ravening hordes. I mean, say
Yeah,
Arcane Journal.
yeah.
So if you get the Organ Goblin, but then you buy two boxes and you have two. So yeah, like I think that's the reasoning. You wouldn't buy two of the Bretonian or the two of the thing. You might buy two of the Bretonian, but you wouldn't buy two of the Tomb Kings one. Who's gonna want two dragons?
I don't know. Haven't written an armor list for it because I
Um,
don't want to buy a
I think
box.
the idea is you buy multiple of the Organ Goblin box. Like anyone's gonna be able to buy them on day one anyway. But
Well, I know. To be honest, I feel like it's going to be the opposite, where you will get this Orc and Goblin box, and then we'll get a Dwarf box, and we'll get a whatever box, and then we'll get a Bretonian box and a Tomb King box without the books in it, and there just won't be a starter set. It'll be the
yeah,
same as you know, it'll
because
just
your
be this,
Goblin
but
was
the
called a
start.
battalion. What's the Tomb Kings and thingy? Where are they? Do they have a name?
Well, who knows? I can't see the lid on mine.
I can see the lid. It doesn't have
It just
anything.
says Warhammer: The Old World Kingdom of Bretonia edition.
Yeah, Fantasy Battle in the World of Legend, Tomb Kings of Khemri edition. And then,
Edition, yeah.
yeah, so that they don't, so yeah, it's not their battalions. So
No.
potentially they will get battalions.
So I think we're more likely to get that than anything else, and then we just buy a book separately, which fine.
And I also hate those goblin models.
Yeah, they're awful.
I hate them so much.
Yeah, don't buy that box, anyone. Except
No.
if you want it, in which case. But I love they've got to use old sprues like
Yeah.
31 orc boys. Everyone wants that additional orc boy, right?
Yeah. Why is it 31 orc boys?
It's just to do it the way the
It's a
sprues are
block of
split.
30.
No, it's 31.
No.
It's weird, isn't it?
Where are you getting the one from?
Two orc boar chariots, 31 orc boys, including champion, musician, and standard bearer, and 40 goblins with command and upgrades of their own.
There's four on a sprue. That doesn't
Sure.
divide into 31. How the hell did they do this?
Don't know. Unless there's an extra boy on one of the chariots and they've changed how you're supposed to build it. But I don't think so.
I think there was an option for an extra crew on a chariot, and perhaps you got one. I don't know. That's weird.
In it.
31. Like that unit
31.
and the cover is 30 strong. I don't know where the extra one dude is hiding now. The new characters are
I know they're
gorgeous.
good. I love the troll head.
Yeah.
I'm less a fan of the big boss. I think he's very good. It's probably just the painting of him.
I'm a big fan. I love that. Just a
I
black orc
like it. I
war
like
boss.
what they've done. I think the wizard is fantastic. I don't know. I don't like this move where all wizards have to have a friend with them on in a pot, but you know,
I
I
get
like
you.
it. I think this is an excellent model, and I'd like to see more of it. How have obviously these are new. How have you felt going through the older models? Any kind of tips on how to paint them, or is it just kind of give it a go?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things with like it's a lot less intimidating and a lot less difficult than you'd think it would be.
Hmm.
There's like less to them, but more charm. Like I was like, I'm setting aside all day to paint this dwarf guy. He's gonna take a
Yeah.
lot of time. I remember him having so much detail, and like I was through base coating and washing him in about 40 minutes, and I was like, hold on a minute, it's just, I took my time and I layered his face, and it took a couple hours, but like I was finished him in a very comfortable amount of time. I had a great. Whereas I was killing myself trying to get Belial done the other day.
Oh yeah, I know. How is
He's
how is how is Belial?
he's Belial. He's a big chunky boy. He was a bit of fun to paint. He was one of those ones where I didn't take my own advice. I hate those people who come in like, oh, that's a bad model. Have you seen it in person? No. Well, then you don't know. Because I was like, I wasn't mad on Bilal when I saw the pictures of him. And then I finished building him and I was like, I was wrong. You're a gorgeous. Oh my
No, I
God.
don't. I don't like him either. But I think it's something to do with his head. I think if I could adjust his pose slightly, which I think is quite easy, just maybe give him a bit of a, just something different, I'd be okay
Well,
with
he's
him.
firing
But
his, he's looking down his storm bolter and firing that.
why can't
Uh,
they take good photographs? That's what I don't understand.
yeah, I know. It's weird why they decide to do that. But obviously, I can't do this because this camera is set to a specific height. But he is like looking that way, but he's actually just firing down his storm bolter.
Mm,
So like that's the angle you photograph him from, and from that angle, he looks awesome.
yeah, but that's not the angle we ever see.
No, it's front on where you can't see his face.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you've ever turned your head left when you're wearing a hoodie. The hood doesn't move. You just do this and you
Hmm.
can't see anything.
Weirdly, no, I have not. I try not to. I'm not cool like that.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, you're not a hoodies man, are you?
No, I'm not. No, I'm a
Um,
cardigan man. Because a cardigan is just a hoodie without the hood,
it's true. It's true.
and it makes you look about 20 years older. It's like a beard,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's what I go for.
yeah. My plan was when I was 18, I grew a beard, so I looked 10 years older, and then in 10 years' time, I was going to shave it off and look 10 years younger. But then I got a double chin, so I can't shave it off.
Nice, congratulations.
uh, so with the idea of getting real models versus fake models, I've come
Yes.
to the conclusion that I'm going to do whatever the percentage is of 8/9 official.
Okay.
No, more, because they're not. It's not one of the original starting armies. I'm going to 3D print a Chaos Dwarf army when I get around to it, because I'm not arsed trying to track down, buy, collect. Okay, I'm just not like I own one Chaos Dwarf model. This guy, he is the 2011 Games Day exclusive Chaos Dwarf dude. That's the extent of my collection,
Wow.
and it would honestly cost like $2,000 to get an army.
It's 100% more than I've got.
Yeah, yeah, it's just. And if I keep doing battle reports and people keep enjoying them and I build up more collections and down the road I need a Chaos Dwarf army, I don't think I'm going to, and I don't think they're bringing them back. I don't think they're doing made to order for them. I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
Like I know a friend of mine who had, Tim, he had
Yeah.
he bought a couple, he is a Chaos Dwarf for about 1,000 points I'd say of actual models. But he even bought the front of the train, and in the end, he just threw it in the bin because he had such a bad time with like all the weird spiky gears that were all like
Yeah.
warped the wrong. He was like, "This is the worst thing I've ever built. I hate it."
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
And I just don't like. I wish I'd bought the carriage with the mortar with the ogre. That was
amazing.
beautiful, unbelievable piece that I wish I owned. But
Mm.
other than that, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. I think I can 3D print something, but now I have to make the conscious decision as to whether I want to 3D print the like Legions of Azeroth. Is that what it was called?
Yes.
So the like newer version of Chaos Dwarves, which look gnarly, or go back to like the 90s and have like the big Amish beards and the giant hats or whatever. I don't know which ones to do.
No, I'm really interested to see what they actually do with undead when we finally get undead. Are we gonna get old Nagash? Or do we get
No.
massive Nagash?
Neither. Because of the setting, he's not awake yet. He only came back at the end, the beginning of the. He was the beginning of the end times. You had the Sigmar's Blood book, and that was literally the first instance where you find out that the Coven Throne and that has Sigmar's hand in it, or has Nagash's hand and all that jazz. And that was the beginning of that. So that's like right before the end time. So I don't think Nagash is going to take part in our old world story. I think he's like we're hundreds of years before Nagash comes back.
He's not still alive though, is he?
No, currently he's banished. He's dead.
Okay.
Sigmar bashed him in the big vampire war thing. Remember, Galmaraz his head off and put him down.
Sigmar
That's the lore.
Sigmar bores me.
Yeah, you should read the books. They're pretty good.
Mm.
The Bretonnian book was stellar.
Yeah, but I mean, when was that written?
Like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. All the Empire stuff is old. I find it. Yeah, it's just
they're written by good like Chris
Yeah.
Wright. Chris Wright wrote the most of the. He's such a good author.
yeah, but you have to start somewhere. Some of
But
these
yeah,
Empire
you're right.
books
Like
are-
the old world lore that we've like the novels we've read is between now and the end. So like they haven't happened yet. So they're not
Yeah.
even the current lore. So I've decided to make the conscious decision to read every old world novel that gets done. And then
same as
just-
your 40k thing since
Exactly.
8th edition. Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm going to do that, and I think it's going to be a good time. Had by all, I did Belial today, and I was like, we've had a bit of a drought on the videos for 40k games, which hasn't been given a lot of 40k stuff the last while. So
Yeah, it's been
you guys are
quiet, hasn't
excited.
it?
And all the comments are like, we're totally fine with you just doing old world stuff, buddy. It's totally fine. I was kind of enjoying a break from it all and just doing all. I was like, people are still really excited. I'm curious to know what this will look like in another couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm more interested to find out what it looks like when you can get models, because
Yes.
there are no new models for anything,
No,
because
you can't buy anything for any army right now. Play
Belial
this game.
sold out.
I can't.
Like Belial's gone. He's been gone seconds after he was available,
Hmm.
because that box just sold out. And then we go back further, and you've got a Green Knight as the next video. which doesn't exist anymore. You can't get them. Then you spent
You'll come.
3 videos doing a boat. That's five
Yes.
grand if you can get one. And then you did that one. Yeah, but how do you play without models? That's an interesting video. And then there's High Elves, and then there's the Battle Report, and then
Mhm.
there's the Animosity Orcs, and then Dwarf.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else. There's nothing new. And you have to go, you have to keep going. Keep going. Legion Imperialis, which is 3 weeks ago. Vargolf, 4 weeks ago. Again, Imperialis. And then Scouts, which was a month ago. Like, Scouts is the last. And they're not
40K.
available anymore. They're gone. So at
That's
least
weird.
your How to Paint a Green Knight, while useless to paint that particular model, you can use that technique to paint a Green Knight.
Well, I thoroughly believe he'll be available in the next made to order.
Sure.
I think he'll be useful there at some point.
Really surprised they're not available already.
And I think trying to play into the like with the old world of my excitement, I'm trying to play into you've got this shit in your cupboard. Go dig it out and paint it. Like, okay, you've got this stuff. It's time to get it painted. And I think a lot of people are grasping that. A lot of the comments in the Green House like, oh my god, I got it. A couple people with the land chip was like, man, I've had this model in my loft for like they're like, go get it and do it. Or give it to me. Two
Go
would
get
look
it and give it to
great
me.
on a
Yeah.
show.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I need, please. Can I have 3?
See what I did with the first one? Imagine what I could do with a second one, but I need one that's destroyed so I can use it as scenery when my one blows up. So he sent it to me so I can hit it with a hammer.
Idea.
I'm not sure if people go for that, but I don't even know if I've got
Yeah,
the...
but YouTube has some mad people watching it, so you never know who has a land ship who just wants to send it to you.
Yeah,
Please don't send me a land ship. I have no interest. Send it to him.
yeah, I'll have a second land ship.
Then he can do 3 more videos painting it.
Yeah, not Armada. No, I'll do a rush job. I'll do it in 2 videos. Yeah,
I think it's exciting.
I'm just glad people are enjoying it, and I'm glad that I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to play games, and I literally have games planned. Like usually it's real like, you don't play a game, sure, and then it's in it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, battle report. Then I've got a tournament. Gonna try and get to another tournament. More battle report. It's just I'm in the middle of like a tale of many gamers thing. Everyone is presenting their character and first unit today to show off their models and stuff like that. And I think most people are on the job, so it's going well. I like it. I'm inspired. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Mediocre Hobbies podcast. I hope you enjoyed our ramblings, and I hope you are excited about the old world as we are, and that Games Work finally get their thumb out and get some miniatures available for us to purchase would be nice. I think that's the key takeaway from this episode. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, make sure you do all the usual things, like, subscribe, follow, comment, and all that other jazz. Have a great week, guys, and we'll talk to you in the next one.